All right, guys, so I got to say this. I was literally having like what you could probably call an anxiety attack watching this video of RGT85 selling his collection. Let me start off by saying this. In no way am I judging him for selling his collection. He needs to do whatever's right for him. He's the only one that knows about his situation. This is more of a commentary on me and, sharing with you guys what type of sick individual I am when it comes to video game collecting, right? Look, at no point am I saying that I am normal. I know this is my deal. Some people deal with other issues. My thing is game hoarding, right? and this is what I want to share with you about how I felt watching this video. I'm telling you, I was having problems, man. I was having problems. And I started questioning myself, why do I feel so uncomfortable, right, about watching this video? And it probably has to do because the collection that I have means so much to me. I have thousands of games, right? Thousands. And my collection is not worth 40,000, but it is worth tens of thousands of dollars, right? But everything that I have there, right, I have hand selected to be in my collection. Even though I have thousands of games, I've also sold thousands of games. So, I've kept games whenever I buy large lots, selected those, and then sold the rest to buy even more games that I have selected myself. So I've traded up. So everything in the collection that you can see for whatever reason out there, I could pick a game and I could tell you why that game is there, right? There's a reason for that game to be in the collection. There's a reason, for X cartridge, for a CD, for what have you. And that's probably why I feel more attached to it. That's probably why the spaces I create with that collection are my Zen spaces. One of the first questions that I got when I got married from my friends is, okay, so when are you selling your collection? Because, there's pieces that they wanted there, what have you. They just thought for a fact that I was going to sell it because I was getting married. And that was never part of the conversation. I mean, my wife knew that I had this hobby, number one. Number two, let me tell you people out there, it doesn't matter, male, female, gender, doesn't matter. If you have a partner that's into video games, it really is a very relationship-friendly hobby, right? If you know how to manage it well. Because, if somebody's into video games, whenever their favorite video game releases, or whenever their next release is, you know exactly where they're going to be. Their asses are going to be right at home. They're not going to go anywhere. And the lifestyle that we share with my wife is very simple. My wife loves movies, right? I love video games, so we're pretty much homebodies. The type of dates we have are pretty simple. We're not jewelry people. We're not, people that go out to parties much. We're pretty, we live a pretty simple lifestyle. And I'm not a car guy. I don't spend money on cars. I don't spend on jewelry. I don't do any of that stuff. The only selfish pleasure that I give to myself are these video games. Now, having a baby, of course, that budget is reduced drastically. But, I have enough, right? I have enough video games, number one. Number two, if I was to buy something, again, it would be something that would be meaningful for X, Y, or Z reason. And that is really the reason, after reflecting, why I was having such a hard time with it, because that's what my collection means to me, right? Would I ever sell my collection if I had to? Yes, and I wouldn't judge anybody for selling their collection, right? Just, every individual knows what's right for them, right? But for me, seeing it, from a third-person perspective, and knowing what the collection means to me, and what I do with my collection, which is basically just creating a Zen space wherever I live, and that really is my work thinking place, where I do a lot of things. And I just couldn't see myself doing it, right? What would I rather do? If I was really strapped, would I get a part-time job in order to keep my collection? Yes, absolutely I would. I wouldn't even have to think about it. You know, I wouldn't even have to think about it. That's what I would do. I would do whatever is possible within reason to keep my collection, right? But I wanted to share what type of what type of sick individual I am here. Because that doesn't, I know this doesn't apply to most people. Most people just screw it. You know, I need the money. I'm going to go buy this, you know, a brand new whatever car I want, or put a down payment on another X condo or whatever. And I choose not to do that. I choose to keep the collection because when I thought about it really is part of my mental health, right? I don't smoke pot. I don't drink. You know, there's no alcohol in my house, for example. Well, we'll drink socially, but we don't do any of those things. It's a pretty straight edge life that we live, right? So I found that, you know, having the collection, having that space really helps me out to stay, you know, serene when I'm stressed, you know, those type of things. It really is a sort of therapy for me to be around my games, to play my games, and be around my collection. So, you know, I just kept peeling the onion as I'm watching this video, because at first I felt really uncomfortable. Like, why the hell am I feeling this way? I mean, it's not even my collection, and I'm getting all worked up. I'm getting anxiety by somebody else selling their games. You know, and it was really all a reflection of me, how I would feel if I would have to sell my games. Again, you know, I wouldn't judge anybody that would sell their collection, because, you know, only you know what's good for you, right? Just like I know what's good for me. And for me, having the collection around is part of what makes me happy, right? If there's ever a time that that's not the case, maybe I would feel differently. But for right now, right, as we speak, I can't see myself parting with my collection. It's just such a part of me that I'm such a game hoarder at this point. They're probably gonna have to bury me with this shit. That's probably the truth, but no, at that point, you know, I already know who's gonna take over my collection and what have you. So that's not a problem. But while I'm still here on this on God's green earth, that collection's staying with me. What about you guys? Would you guys ever sell your collection if you had to? Or do you ever see yourself not wanting your games anymore? Not me. I'm one sick son of a bitch. I'll catch you on the next one. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and I earned your subscription. Make sure to hit that like button. And if you'd like to, please subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.